Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ticcing Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette Syndrome. Today I am doing a very brief story time of getting a tattoo with Tourette Syndrome. Many people may think,
that is impossible. How on earth do you get a tattoo with Tourette syndrome because you're always moving?
well, it is possible. I want to preface this by saying my tattoo is literally the smallest thing ever. It is so tiny, and I don't really have a right to say I'm tattooed because it's like the smallest thing ever. I'll insert a picture of it, but it's a small pretzel. But nonetheless, I did get a tattoo with Tourette Syndrome. So you're probably looking at me right now and saying, wow, you don't have that many tics, so it's easy for you to get a tattoo. But sometimes my tics are worse than others, and when I'm filming, usually my tics aren't that severe, so keep that in mind. But for those of you that don't know what Tourette syndrome is, it is a neurological disorder which affects the brain, and it causes individuals like me to make involuntary movements and sounds known as tics. So this stuff you're seeing that is strange and odd, I can't control them, and they are tics. So when you think about a tattoo, that is a very sharp needle being stabbed into you multiple times a second, and when you're moving, that doesn't mix very well together. A needle and movement does not mix well. So how on earth did I get a tattoo with my Tourette's? So what I did, honestly, I don't really know that if I got a bigger tattoo, if I would be able to do it, but I suppressed for the majority of the tattoo session, which only took like half an hour. It's literally the smallest tattoo, like I said. But suppression is a thing where you can basically hold in your tics if you extremely focus on it and nothing else. So I actually do have an ankle tic, and I got my tattoo on my ankle, and so I will literally flex it and bend it all over, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard to hold in this tic while having a needle shoved into my ankle. But like I said, suppression is a thing, and I do not recommend it. I have a video on it which I will link up there because it is very dangerous. It is not a good thing, but getting a tattoo was more important to me. Also to note, with Tourette syndrome can come extreme impulsivity, and I got this tattoo on a whim, literally deciding to get it in like 10 minutes before a midterm exam. So yeah, impulsivity is a thing. But regardless, I held in my ankle tic during my tattoo session, which was difficult but possible. And like I said, I shouldn't even be making this video because my tattoo is so tiny. Sorry, my camera died. But I guess if I can make a suggestion to getting a tattoo with Tourette syndrome, suppression is kind of necessary, as sad as that sounds. But you're literally having a needle going into you, and that calls for staying still. And like I said, tics are pretty much involuntary, but there is the ability to hold them in for short periods of time. So I held in my ankle tic and I got my tattoo, and it is possible to get a tattoo with Tourette syndrome, even though, like I said, mine is really tiny and not even really counted as a tattoo in the tattoo world. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that it is possible, and that was kind of my story. I am also super afraid of needles, and so on top of Tourette syndrome and my fear of needles, it was a very awful experience. I might make a story time on it in the future if you're interested. But I'm gonna end the video here. I guess the only time I would ever encourage suppression is when you 100% need it for your safety. So getting a tattoo, you kind of need to suppress, and that's just a fact. But in everyday activities where you don't need to, I highly, highly, highly don't recommend it. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. The goal of this channel here is to break the stigma surrounding Tourette syndrome. And if you guys want to help with my goal, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, because I genuinely believe with your help, we can break the stigma and make the world for Tourette syndrome a better place. If you liked this video or learned anything, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below saying hi, telling me what you want to see in future videos, or letting me know if you're out there with Tourette syndrome and have a tattoo, because I'm sure people do. And yeah, as always, we're learning together, we're laughing together, and we're taking together. Have a great night.